like always, I like to review products that I've used, tested, and gone through life with. Just want to get a good feel for a product before I give it a review. And here we are today with the Casio GWG 1000 Mudmaster. Today I'm just going to go through some aesthetics, some functions, and some features of the watch. Some of the aesthetics. We have some seriously good lume. I want to say that the lume on this watch is right next to Seiko. I think that Seiko lume is incredible. For the value, you're getting a wonderful lume. This watch is right up there competing with that. You turn the lights off on this watch, the 12, the 3, all these points, the hands and the second all glow, and it lasts about 8 hours. I wake up in the morning and it's still there. I can still read the time, no problem. The strap on this watch, the strap is like, it's supposed to replicate like a cloth-like strap. However, it is rubber, plastic. It's comfortable though. It doesn't snag my hair, doesn't cause any kind of issue, but you get the robust. You hear that? So that brings me next to the wear of the watch. The watch is very large. I do have to say that the watch wears very comfortably for the size. That is because of these wedges. If you see that the watch has these wedges here, that hugs the wrist and it makes for a very comfortable wear. It is one of the most comfortable watches I own, and that says a lot, being how large this watch is and heavy. Because of that large size, they're marketing to people that wear gloves, doing outdoor type activities, dirty, filthy. You want to be able to get to your buttons, and Casio provides that. So they have these large buttons here. They're serrated or textured so that you can feel them and they don't slip slide. You're getting a good positive push. Something that Casio has been doing, I'm not the biggest fan of it, however it functions, is the screw down smart crown. So with this watch you get a screw down smart crown, which is located right here on the side, and you have to twist this until you see the red. You see it starting to come. Keep going, and it'll actually give you a positive pop when it comes out. There it goes. Now you can see the full red, and then this will just keep on spinning now. You can't get it back in unless you push it in and then start to spin. But this is how you navigate all of the features in the watch. So I'll go over a couple of the functions in the watch right now. So when you pull this out, you are able to navigate through the watch, change your city, change your settings. But that's the smart crown. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's kind of a pain. Like right now, you gotta like really screw with it to get it back in. It's just not great. They could have done something better, I think. But I'm not an engineer at Casio, so we'll leave it to the professionals. Some of the features of the watch is it has sapphire crystal glass, which is very nice. I've been through it all with this watch, and there isn't one single scratch, maybe some smudging, but no scratches on the glass, the face of the watch. But as you can see, some wear and tear does occur on the bevel. Some marring, some denting, especially if you're sticking your hand in tight places. This watch is quite a thick watch, so it will snag, and the snag points are these raised little knobs here. They seem to catch on just about everything. But the watch is built to last, and even some of the most aggressive squeezes and scrapes just leave a tiny little mark there. It's nothing serious. If you can get past it, the watch is going to perform for you. This watch is solar powered using the Casio Tough Solar technology. Now, this is great. I think that they really hit it out of the park with this. The battery life is incredible, but above and beyond that is this watch will charge up even inside. So if you don't want to wear this watch every day, as long as it's within some kind of light bulb or close to a light bulb where light can hit it, this thing will stay charged all the time. Um, it's got a great battery life. I've never had a problem with this watch ever running low on energy. Even when I opened it out of the box brand new, it was charged, which I think is incredible. And that goes to say that Casio really put a lot of technology into this watch. They waterproof this thing, they sandproof, vibration proof, mud proof, everything proof you can think of. This watch will go through it. I was even moving some logs in a campfire and I forgot that I had the watch on. And the watch was extremely hot because of the fire, almost to the point where I thought it would melt. This thing was not any problem. Held up, no problem. All the features and functions work. It just is built to last. Some of the functions of the watch is they utilize what's called triple sensor technology, and that stands for a compass, an altimeter, and a barometer. The compass is obviously a compass, so when you push that button, it will tell you exactly what direction you're standing in. Both on this little screen there, it'll tell you your degree, and then also if you look at the seconds hand, that is actually the compass hand itself. So as I move this watch, it'll always point north. So it'll tell you which way north is, and then it'll tell you which way the watch is facing. But the second hand is always true north, which I think is pretty cool. It gives you a good gauge on where you're at, especially when you're outdoors, hiking, fishing. You can lose your way. This will help you get out. The next feature that I would like to bring up is the altimeter. This will tell you your altitude. Currently I'm at 95 feet. I live on the East Coast in New Jersey, so relatively close to the ocean, just about 100 feet in elevation, which isn't too crazy. But I've gone hiking in some mountain settings with this watch, and it will record up to, however high that you are. The one takeaway feature that I would mention about this is you're going to want to calibrate it. So if you get to a certain point on a sign on a mountain and it says you are 2,000 feet in elevation, you're going to want to twist this crown out and calibrate that, because I noticed the altitude will be off sometimes. A sign will say we're at 2,300 feet and the watch will say I'm let's say 10,000 or 200 or something completely off. What you do is you just pull this out, the smart crown, and you can adjust and calibrate just like that, which is pretty cool. So push it back in, and here we are. Once again, you have to twist this all the way back in. I don't like that, but it is what it is. So that leads me next to the barometer. So to get to the barometer function, you can see it says baro right there. You push this button in here and it'll take you to the barometer. What a barometer does is it reads barometric pressure. I'm not an expert on this. But what I do know is that the watch will give you a little graph, and the graph, if it's trending upwards or downwards, will tell you if you have some weather coming in, some less than ideal weather. If the barometric reading is going down in a downward slope like it is here, you have some rough weather coming your way, and you should check to see if you should go out or continue on or set up camp or whatever, what have you. Next on the functions, we have the temperature. So with the temperature, just user experience, this is not very accurate. It will tell you the temperature of the watch itself. So when the watch is on your wrist, you'll notice that the temperature is completely off from what ambient temperature is outside. So it kind of gives you an inaccurate reading. It's not going to tell you your body temperature, but it's not going to tell you the ambient outdoor temperature. So you have to kind of guess, if you will, which I think makes this function kind of useless. Where it does shine, though, is if you take the watch off, let's say in a camp-like setting, and you hang it from your tent pole or on the side of your vehicle or something like that, give it 15 minutes, it will tell you an accurate temperature. It just doesn't work when it's on your wrist, because your body obviously emits heat and it throws this reading off. So kind of a useless function in my opinion. Some people might like it. I don't really ever use it. I just check the weather, and that works for me. The next functions, so we have a couple functions here. The watch itself will record parameters that it's reading. So for example, if you're up hiking and you want to record an all-time high in elevation, you can hit the record button, and then once again you have to pull this crown out, push the crown in, and take a recording. Pretty cool feature if you're into record keeping of certain hikes, certain parameters, things like that. The next feature here is the stopwatch. We have a 24-hour stopwatch, which I think is really cool. It goes above and beyond your regular 2-minute stopwatch timer or 1-minute stopwatch timer. This thing will actually time for 24 hours. And here I've had it going for about 29 minutes. And it goes all the way down to the millisecond. Just pretty cool feature. The next feature we have is a timer. So we can do timing, like such as if you were cooking a pot of rice or something like that, you can set a timer, 12 minutes, boom, your rice is ready. This will start beeping and you'll know you're good to go. The next feature here is an alarm. There is 5 alarms on this watch. You can set 5 separate alarms, which I think is crazy. I don't know who needs 5 alarms, but I guess certain points of the day, it's good to have more than less, right? So I have one alarm set. 4:45 is when I wake up in the morning to go to work. It shows you it's on. This thing will beep at that time, and it wakes me up. It's a loud beep. Some people, heavy sleepers, might still want to have some kind of vibration on their phone or something like that. I just use this. I go by this. It works for me. It's a pretty good alarm on it. The next feature here is the world time. So for those of you who have family in different states, different time zones across the world, you can set the world time, and the world time will display there at all times. So it's a pretty cool feature. I don't necessarily use it too much, although when I do travel, if I do go further away and I don't want to do a calculation and have to subtract or add 2-3 hours, you could just set the world time and it's good to go. The next function here is the atomic time, which is a pretty cool feature that they integrated here. So atomic timekeeping, this watch will sync up with the nearest atomic tower, which I believe in our case is Colorado, and it will recalibrate your watch every single evening. It typically does it at nighttime. Mine does it at about 1:14 in the morning, and that will keep your time. All watches over time can be a millisecond off, so a millisecond times a full day, which is 1440 minutes, might add up to 3 seconds, and then weeks go by and all of a sudden your watch is reading 5 minutes slower or faster than what the original time. So that feature is pretty cool, that every day it'll reset and you'll have the exact correct time for most functions, which is nice. Also, this watch, I must note that it's vibration resistant, so if you are dirt biking or your construction job requires a lot of vibration on the watch, it will not lose its time. It'll keep its time, and I've tested this quite a few times. I do a lot of dirt biking. I've even used a chainsaw a couple of times to cut some trees down around my area, and this thing stays right on par. It does not affect it, which is great. So the watch does have a light. The light is cool, although the lume on the watch, as I mentioned before, is excellent. You almost don't need the light because the lume is so strong. But the light, for everyone to see, you can tell the bulb is underneath the 6, and it kind of just lights up the whole watch. It's pretty cool. You can set it to, I believe, like 1 second, 3 seconds, something like that. So you have some, if you like a quick flash of light, you can do that. I think I have it set for 3. So 3 seconds, and that's enough time for me to see the watch, see what I need, the time, whatever it is. Although I notice I don't use this very often. I use it more for as like a little flashlight, a quick flash in the middle of the night if I need to find something, see something. You could use this and it'll light up enough for you to, oh, there it is, pick it up, and that's that. So, pretty cool feature, not used as much. And this leads me to my overall opinion of the watch. I know I've scattered my opinions in throughout the video, but I love this watch. I really do. This watch is excellent. It's robust, it's strong, I think it's stylish. It's a little chunky, but I don't mind that. You can get past the chunkiness. Once you get used to it, you wear it for a couple weeks, you'll almost forget the thickness of it until you put another watch on. Like I have an Apple Watch on here, and you know, you put this on compared to this watch, and you are like, wow, this thing feels like nothing. But you do get used to it, and you get all the features. Then the indestructibility that Casio puts out with these watches. So overall, I gave it a 10 out of 10. I love the watch. They could have made it, you know, a little bit thinner, but they do have to pack in all that triple sensor technology in the barometer, the thermometer, all the technology in the compass and features. So it's justifiable that the watch is as thick as it is. But anyway, I hope this review was helpful. Please like and subscribe. More videos like this will be coming out in the future, and I will definitely be getting better at this as I learn. This is only my first video, so I'm going to certainly be improving as I learn. So come along with me on this journey, guys, and have a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye. And one more note, guys, you can find this watch on Amazon down in the link below. This watch is a little over $500. It is a pricey watch. However, I do think with all the technology and features that comes with it, it's well worth it. This is a watch that'll last forever. It really will. So go ahead, like and subscribe, and you can find this watch down below. Have a nice day.